Angel Reese following you around, pointing to her ring finger and taunting you?
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and, be grateful that my team was in that position. That's all you can do is, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and, all the credit in the world to LSU. They were...
WNBA officials were completely stunned after Caitlin Clark delivered a dominating performance against Angel Reese. Clark, often regarded as a once-in-a-generation talent, didn't just outperform Reese. She put on a clinic that left no doubt about her superiority. IT was as if she handed Reese a customized message saying, "Try again next time," right there on the hardwood.
I'm a dog. You can't teach that. I'm going to go out and do whatever it takes to win, and every single night. My teammates rely on my energy. So being able to continue the energy, even if we're down, even if we're up, that's what I do.
Journalist Madison Williams released a piece where Caitlin Clark explained why it's perfectly fine that she and Angel Reese aren't exactly close. Some are hailing her comments as a lesson in maturity, while others believe it's time to revise the history books based on her performance. Meanwhile, a more dramatic crowd is still reeling from all the tension and controversy surrounding their rivalry.
She was just listed as something that is really, really impressive. She was listed as one of Forbes 30 under 30 for sport.
But let's be honest, this is the kind of intensity fans live for. Moments where victory isn't just claimed, it's delivered with undeniable authority. Caitlin Clark didn't merely participate. She completely took command of the spotlight. AS for Angel Reese. She was left stunned, trying to process how everything unraveled so quickly.
Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time.
Let's take a moment to break down Clark's performance. Her long-range shots look like they're coming from a different time zone. It's almost as if she's competing in her own version of the game. I end this matchup. She knocked down an absurd 60% of her attempts from deep, crushing any defensive hopes one shot at a time. Calling them defenders might be generous. They resembled more of an audience, just watching the show unfold. But Clark isn't just a scorer. She has an incredible knack for dictating tempo, running the offense with the poise of a veteran maestro. Her vision on the floor is razor sharp, and those no-look passes? Nothing short of basketball poetry.
The point that I'm really not understanding in all of this, and I feel like it's been such a pattern throughout the entire season, it feels like there are still certain people within the WNBA who want the league to grow, but they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face.
Angel Reese's squad looked completely out of sync, like they were trying to catch up in a game they didn't fully grasp. Reese, known for her bold demeanor and fiery on-court presence, usually thrives under pressure and captivates audiences. But this time, that same energy seemed off. She had trouble finding her rhythm, missing routine shots and showing visible frustration as control of the game slipped further out of reach. Her teammates offered little support, fading into the background as if they weren't even part of the contest. Clark, on the other hand, didn't just take over. She dismantled everything in her path, racking up an astonishing 42 points, pulling down 8 boards, and handing out 7 assists. Performances like this don't just make headlines, they cement legacies. Meanwhile, Reese, who typically plays with unmatched confidence, finished with a disappointing 11 points, shooting just 4-for-15. IT was the kind of stat line that makes facing reporters afterward feel like the toughest part of the night.
So this was for the girls that look like me, that's going to speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for it was bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is going to go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited.
Adding insult to injury, Clark didn't hold back when it came to celebrating her dominance. After drilling a particularly bold 3, she locked eyes with Reese in a moment that spoke volumes. This was her court now. Naturally, the internet erupted. Social media exploded with memes, GIFs, and endless commentary. Reese did end up trending, but not exactly for the reasons she might have hoped. And when it comes to social media, WNBA Twitter was on fire. Fans were all over the Clark vs. Reese saga, with hashtags like #ClarkVReese and #CaitlynCooks climbing the charts. Commentators weighed in too, with many calling Clark's performance one of the most electrifying solo displays the league has seen in a long time, but of course, some couldn't resist aiming criticism at Reese, questioning her ability to perform when the pressures on IT wasn't just fans and pundits either. Former WNBA legends joined the conversation. Sue Bird tweeted that Caitlin Clark was playing like a cheat code, while Diana Taurasi quipped that Reese might want to brush up on her defense. The sarcasm was sharp, and truth be told, it felt well-earned.
Front runners for Rookie of the Year. Clark, the fastest player in WNBA history with 300 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists. Angel was named Rookie of the Month for June, amidst of a single-season record. 11 straight double-doubles, she just one shot.
This is where things took a harsh turn for Reese and her squad. The numbers tell a grim story. Clark's team shot a clean 50% from the field, while Reese's side struggled to keep up, hitting just 38%. Turnovers were another issue, with Reese's team coughing up the ball 15 times, nearly double the 8 turnovers from Clark's crew. Even on the glass, Clark's team came out on top, pulling down 12 more rebounds than their opponents. In every measurable way, it was a complete statistical beatdown. On an individual level, Clark is putting up numbers that scream MVP, averaging 30.2 points, 7.8 assists, and 6.5 rebounds per game. She's the league leader in both scoring and made threes, and her shooting efficiency is jaw-dropping given how many of her shots are under heavy pressure. Reese, meanwhile, has seen a slight drop in production this season. She's putting up 18.4 points and 9.7 rebounds. Strong stats, no doubt, but not quite on Clark's level.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select...
So, where does Angel Reese go from here? For starters, it might be best if she skips the film session from this game. It won't be an easy watch. That said, Reese is undeniably skilled and still has plenty of time to regroup and make a statement in future matchups. The real test will be whether she can meet the moment the next time she shares the court with Clark, because if this game revealed anything, it's that Clark isn't just ahead. She's operating on another level entirely. To make matters worse, Reese's post-game remarks did little to repair the damage. Rather than acknowledging her struggles, she brushed them off, insisting, "It's just one game. I'm still the best." Confidence is important, but there's a thin line between belief and denial. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark keeps building an already incredible legacy. Her ability to perform under pressure sets her apart from just about everyone else in the game today. She's already drawing comparisons to icons like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, and at the pace she's going, the only real question is how dominant she'll become, not if. Fans are already locked in debates about whether Clark is the greatest college player ever, and it's not just hype. Her performances aren't just noteworthy. They're rewriting history, and judging by what we've seen, she's only just getting warmed up.
He just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well.
This matchup wasn't just a showdown between two standout athletes. It was a glimpse into the WNBA's evolving identity. Clark symbolizes the league's future. Fast, flashy, high-scoring basketball that keeps fans glued to their screens. Despite her struggles, Reese still represents the heart and hustle that make the sport compelling, embodying the resilience fans admire. Together, knowingly or not, these two are helping to elevate the league into the cultural spotlight. At the end of the day, the WNBA thrives on rivalries like this. Fans crave narratives, clashes between stars, moments of tension, triumph, and redemption. In this chapter, Caitlin Clark emerged as the clear protagonist, and she's embracing that role with confidence. While Reese now faces the challenge of changing the storyline, the crown, for now, firmly belongs to Clark. Her commanding performance didn't just surpass Reese, it ignited the internet, sparking conversations across platforms. What was billed as a face-off between two rising stars became a showcase for Clark's sheer dominance, leaving Reese and her team struggling to stay afloat. For a league eager to build gripping storylines, this game delivered. Just not in the way Angel Reese likely imagined.
She wins the national title. First thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that. Even Caitlin Clark getting knocked down in that game on Saturday, who's standing up applauding but Angel Reese? So she's sort of embraced a Draymond Green role here.
Clark's brilliance was impossible to ignore. She lit up the scoreboard with 38 points, including a barrage of deep threes that felt downright unfair. At one point, she connected on 4 consecutive triples, one of which came from nearly half court, sending the crowd into an absolute frenzy. She wasn't just scoring either. Clark added 9 assists and 6 rebounds, proving she could take over the game in every possible way. Her highlight reel had it all: step-back threes, pinpoint passes on the break, and a cold-blooded mid-range jumper that left Reese visibly stunned. But what truly separated Clark from the pack was her leadership. With her team trailing early, she took control, sparking a 15-2 run that completely shifted the game's momentum. Her energy lifted the entire squad, and by halftime, it was obvious who had taken command. Clark didn't just outplay Angel Reese. She made it look easy.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like.
Angel Reese, on the other hand, found herself in uncharted waters, completely shut down and unable to assert her usual dominance. Known for her powerful presence in the paint and relentless rebounding, Reese was limited to just 8 points and 7 boards, hitting only 33% of her shots. Her signature fire and physicality were noticeably absent, as Clark's team executed defensive strategies that consistently forced her into difficult, heavily contested attempts. The frustration showed early, with Reese picking up 2 quick fouls that cut into her playing time and drastically reduced her overall impact.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
This showdown wasn't just another game. It served as a major test of Reese's ability to rise under pressure when facing another top-tier talent. Though Reese has delivered standout performances in the past, this particular night clearly belonged to Clark. The stark difference in how the 2 stars performed only intensified the growing belief that Clark is operating on an entirely different level. The reaction afterward was intense. Fans flooded WNBA social media channels with heated debates, questioning whether Reese truly belongs among the league's elite. Some analysts criticized her inability to adjust in real time, while others came to her defense, arguing that trying to contain a player as versatile and explosive as Clark is no easy task. Even WNBA legends weighed in. Lisa Leslie praised Clark's fierce competitive edge, while Candace Parker highlighted how crucial it is to bring consistency to the biggest moments.
Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark.
This season's numbers tell an even more striking story. Clark is sitting at the top of the scoring charts, averaging an impressive 29.7 points per game and knocking down 42% of her shots from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Reese has hit a rough patch in recent weeks, putting up just 15.8 points per game over her last 5 outings. The difference in their performances is becoming increasingly hard to ignore, and the spotlight is now firmly on Reese to step up and close that growing gap.